Today in this video I'm going to be showing you how to install a hard drive into my Dell T610 server, and it is running VMware ESXi host. This is version 6.0 update 2, but I just got a new hard drive in, so I want to install it. So what are the steps on how to do it? First thing is, if your server's on, you got to turn it off. There's a couple ways that you can turn it off. You could put it in maintenance mode. You could actually shut it down. But turn off all your virtual machines. That's the first thing. So I should have three. I have 3 virtual machines running. All I'm going to do is turn them off one by one. And we will say guest OS shut down. Go to the next one. Go to ICE. And shut that down, and then my secondary ICE, shut that down as well. Actions, and shut down. Now that my servers have been turned off, now I could actually shut down the physical host. So you go up to host, and then we just say shut down. And that should shut it down. You'll get a warning message. This host is not in maintenance mode. Shutting down or rebooting a host that is not in maintenance mode will not safely stop the running virtual machines. I could have put it in maintenance mode first, and that would have turned off my machines altogether. But I wanted to manually do it and then manually hit the shutdown button. So I'm putting it in maintenance mode. However, you could do it in maintenance mode. And then the web GUI is telling me that it is shutting down. So then we should be good to go to move on to the next step. Okay, so this is my Dell T610 server, and the first thing we're going to do is take up this front cover. So there's a latch here. Just go ahead and take off that front cover. Then you get to expose the hard drive bay. These are just little placements. They're like little dust covers. So what you do is you pinch here and then wedge this out. And then it looks like this. Then we take our new hard drive, which looks like this, and this one came with a tray caddy. If you don't have a tray caddy, then you need to buy one along with the hard drive. But push the button, just like that, it opens up. Go ahead and stick it in whatever slot that you want it. Push it. There you go. You'll hear it like a little snap, and then go ahead and snap this. Put it together, and then turn on the server, and you're gonna hit, I think, like Control R or something when the boot screen comes up. But give me a sec for that. Go ahead and put this dust cover on. There you go. Make sure you turn on your screen. This is my little lab setup. And then turn it on. Turn it on right here. Okay. And when the screen comes up, you'll see something in the top right corner up here. It'll say System Services or something like that, and that's what we have to hit. Right now it says configuring memory. Once memory's good, then the BIOS will boot. What you doing, Jace? Alright. Top right corner. It'll say, we'll go to F2. Thought it was Control R, but it's F2. What you doing, Jace? Once the BIOS is done starting up, then this is where we hit Control R. Hit Control R right there. What did it say? Did I make it? Yes. So right after all the configuring the memory and the BIOS loads, you'll see something about a RAID controller, and then you hit Control R, and then we get into the PowerEdge RAID controller. That's what PERC stands for. And you can see here we have one controller, we have 2 disk groups. Alright, from those 2 disk groups, what you need to do is actually go all the way up to the controller where it's highlighted, and then you're going to hit F2 for operations. When you do that, you will get this screen and it says create new VD, which means virtual disk. So we're going to hit enter there, and then this screen is going to pop up. And then now you get to see, all right, if you're going to be part of this virtual disk, how many physical disks are going to be part of it. So now is the time if you want to add 2, 3, 4, 5 physical disks and then put them in the same virtual disk, then now is the time to do it. If not, you could add it later. But so now you'll see what the RAID level is and all that. So right now this is at RAID 0. And you're going to highlight the actual physical disk that is available, and then you will hit space, and then you'll see that it's checked, and then you'll go over to OK to then you'll click OK to confirm this. And that happens, you'll get this pop-up screen and it says it's recommended that all newly created logical disks be initialized unless you're attempting to recreate a previous configuration. We're starting brand new, so we don't need to worry about that. Just click or hit enter. Okay. Then it'll take you back to the virtual disk management page, and then you'll see the new disk group is created, and there's only one physical disk that's part of it. And then you get to see, you know, the other virtual disk, because it just takes you back to the per controller page. Okay. Then if you hit Control N for the next page, you actually get to see the physical disk management, and you'll see all your physical disks, what part of the disk group it is, and how big is the size. Okay, so I have 3 Seagates and then 1 NetApp, and they are all online. Here you'll see that before I made it online, it was actually in the ready state. But once I configured it, it would go back to it would actually go into the online state, and then it'll show you the new group. And if I go back, here is the new group. So go ahead and now hit escape. It'll ask you, are you sure you want to save? You click OK. And then it'll take you to the reboot screen where you get to see I'm using my phone taking a picture of this screen. And I have wine right there. But go ahead and hit Control-Alt-Delete. And then once your ESXi host reboots, you'll see that it's starting, and then go back to your computer and then manage it via the web. Okay? Alright, now that our server is rebooted, let's log back into the VMware web client. And we should see our new storage, and we'll create a new data store as well. Alright, so our server's coming up. We need to go to storage once this completely boots. And this was my original data store 1, which were the 2 physical hard drives, and they were configured in RAID 0. Then I had my 3rd hard drive, which was a single 300 gig hard drive. Now we are going to add another one, so I have 3 data stores. And now we lost connection for some reason. Let's click OK. Let's refresh. Yeah, I'm still connected. Maybe something refreshed on the server. Okay. If we go to devices, we should probably see 4 devices here. Yep, there it is. So now let's go to data stores, new data store. Let's create a new one, or I could actually increase an existing one. Let's do that. Let's increase that. Hit next. Let's increase data store 2. Highlight that, click next. This is the only one that's available that's unclaimed. Click next. Let's use the full disk. Click Finish. The entire contents of the disk are about to be erased and replaced with the specific configuration. Are you sure? Yes, I am. So it's a brand new disk. And bam, look at that. Now I have 837 gigs in my data store too now. That's awesome. So put this all together. I added a new hard drive. I had to go into the RAID controller of my server. I had to make sure that I turn off my server itself so I could do physical maintenance on it. I had to clear my virtual servers, shut those down first, then go to my physical server, plug it in, turn it on, go into the RAID controller, add a new virtual disk group, reboot, come back into the web client, and then add it to my data store. So that completes my install. So I hope this was informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.